Hey guys, welcome back. I'm a little bit sick at the moment, but we're gonna jump pretty much right into things here today. I spent around 2 hours yesterday, God, was it 2 fucking hours? Maybe that's why I'm like extra sick today. Making this motherfucking tier list. Ta-da! I'm gonna be ranking the Oblivion Elder Scrolls quests and no particular order of things. No particular all of them this is not an over-encompassing every Oblivion quest ever. This is not that. I included the quests that I thought were interesting, and listen, if some of your favorite quests aren't here, let me know in the comments up above. As aka telling God, because I don't want to hear it. And frankly, I'm sick of hearing about it. No, in all seriousness, yeah, I did. Listen, some quests are like just that, you know? You're like, oh, okay, well, that was a quest. And like, there's one quest that specifically comes to my mind that I did not include because it was like, help a farmer by killing like 10 lions or something. And it's like, is this fucking World of Warcraft? I have to collect like 6 lion pelts to fucking pass and become like the leader of the new world or something. I don't know if that makes sense. And I just realized my nail has a cut somehow. Okay. Anyway, so let's get started. Let's get started right into the content. The content. I'm gonna just get started with A Brush with Death. Now, A Brush with Death, this is probably one of my favorites. Is it an S though? I like, how do we rank this? I think A Brush with Death is like an A tier quest. I like how it takes you to like a different world. It's a little bit magical, and I'm like an artist type of person, so the fact that it's so like, oh, this guy made this magical painting, you can go into it. It's very much giving Barbie, which one was it? Rapunzel or something? Where she like paints and she can paint things and shit. She can fucking Barbie and she's like painting and shit, yeah. Alright, so yeah, Brush with Death, pretty good. A liquid solution. Yeah, so this is like about Sickly Bernice. I think Sickly Bernice from the Shivering Isles, she's definitely a unique character, but is that good enough to be just like a unique character? Because at the end of the day, this quest is just like, yeah, I need some medicine, yeah. Oh, this is a great day to be doing voices. I need some medicine, yeah. I'm gonna die if you don't give me my medicine. Oh, you're so cruel. Actually, that sounds like the Skooma addict more so. But yeah, so anyway, Sickly Bernice, you can get her the medicine, and then she doesn't change. So honestly, I'm gonna give it like a C, because it feels like it doesn't have any impact. I would say it just feels like they had a quest that they needed to add to the roster, maybe. Although, I don't... yeah, okay, we'll leave it there. We can always change things as we go. Alright, we have a Mage's Guild quest here, a plot revealed. Let's see, a plot revealed. This is when the Bruma, I've got the map of Cyrodiil right there, so now I can actually stop getting Bruma and Breville mixed up. It's insane. I don't know how I keep getting Bruma and Breville mixed up when there's Coral and Shadenhall. You know, they're different enough, whereas Breville and Bruma, they're very like short words, starting with the same sort of letters too. Okay, yeah, so I think this is actually a pretty interesting plot twist in the game, where you go and you find out, and then Skara or something, or the Khajiit guy who's like always invisible, turns out it was actually a very good idea to be always invisible. I don't know. B? I think it's kind of a crazy quest because you just don't expect it, right? You don't expect a Mage's Guild chapter, I think that's what they're called. You don't expect that to happen, so I don't know, as far as like moving the plot forward, I'd say it's kind of chaotic, it's kind of interesting, maybe an A. Okay, a rat problem. Ooh, Fighters Guild quests. You know what? I'm gonna give myself some criticism here, because why the fuck did I add a bunch of Fighters Guild quests but I didn't include every single Dark Brotherhood quest? L. Immediately. L. I don't want to hear about it. Okay. A rat problem, dude. I mean, some quests have to go into the D tier, right? So maybe you have to have it. I hate this fucking quest. I hate most of the Fighters Guild quests, but I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. But a rat problem specifically, like, grinds my gears. Because it's like, oh, shit, okay, killed the mountain lion in the basement, go back to the lady. And there's another mountain lion in my basement, hurry, my rats! And then you have to go back down, kill mountain lion, and then it's like some bitches in the backyard like putting some fucking meat in her basement, like, I wanted to get rid of those rats because they were stuffing up the neighborhood. Oh, you know, the prices are going up, the stench is like rat droppings, you know, it's terrible. Okay, so we're gonna start inviting mountain lions into the community? That's gonna be great for rent. My god. Oh, mind you, back these days, they probably weren't renting like we do today. Unfortunate. And then at the end of the quest, it's like, oh, go to like somewhere vaguely outside of the gates of Anvil. Not very far. So at least there's that, because you have to walk with this fucking idiot. Any quest that requires you to follow someone and they're not following you, oh, immediately F tier. Anyway, and then there's all these starving mountain lions, and I feel kind of bad killing them. But, oh well. Alright, Venerable Vintage. You know, I remember this quest very vividly, and it was always something that I kind of liked because it felt special getting, like, the wines and stuff, but then at the end of the quest, when you give it all to her, it feels kind of lame. And I don't remember how else the quest goes, so like, actually let me look up a Venerable Vintage, because I don't know how this ends up going. Yeah, she requests 6 bottles, and then what? And she gives you a finder's fee. Oh, but you can find more than that. You can find more than the 6 bottles. Oh, okay. That actually changes things a little bit, because I was thinking, if it's such like a rare bottle, I'd want to keep some of it for myself, you know? Say it's like, it's a cute little quest where on the side, you'll probably find the wine bottles. I think it's cool. I like it. I'll give it a B. Different kind of liquid solution. Okay, Adagi's Heirloom. Oh, okay, Adagi's Heirloom. Adagi's Heirloom. How do you spell that? Adaji. Yeah, so this one I think has Amusei. I think they talk. Yeah, this is a good quest, I think. I like this one because you get to steal from the Countess Alessia Caro. Okay, it's in is that in Leywin? You know, interestingly, I found out this lore because I recently played Oblivion Reloaded, and apparently Alessia Caro is related to the the Coral woman? The Queen of Coral or whatever the fuck? I had no idea! I don't know how I didn't figure that out, but yeah, so, and then you get to go into the dungeon of the Leywin Castle and you get to like see this kind of like creepiness. What else was there? Yeah, there's like a secret torture chamber, which when I was a kid, it felt like kind of monumental to find something like that. It's like, whoa, they're doing a bad thing. But as playing it as an adult in this day and age, I'm like, it's kind of expected that like a castle would have some sort of, I don't know, torture element to it that's kind of secret. Just seems like it's a par for the course, right? I don't know what that means. I could have used that completely incorrectly, so I'm gonna go... Is it an S tier? Oh, I don't know. It's certainly interesting, I think, so I'll put it here. It's more interesting than a plot revealed, for sure. And probably a brush with death, too. Alright, I have here, drunk guy loses house. Right, this is, the dude who taxes. Guys, we're gonna get into taxes a lot today, because apparently in Oblivion, they talk about taxes a lot. The fuck? And I can already see there's another tax quest coming up soon. But yeah, this guy loses his house. Okay. I like his character, but unfortunately, holy shit, I need to turn this down. Unfortunately, I don't like finishing this quest because when there's an NPC who is such a fixture of the environment in Shaden Hall specifically here, it just feels wrong, you know? It feels like finishing the quest, he dies, right? Spoiler alert, sorry. I just don't like that. So I actually feel like I can give it kind of a C. Yeah, I don't like finishing that quest. I like the NPC. He's just a drunk guy who just like sings and stuff. It's kind of a vibe. I know, isn't that funny? It's like, what about the aesthetic? And the aesthetic is a drunk guy. A drunk, dark elf. A homeless, drunk, homeless man. Did I just say that? Okay, whatever. Alright, we got Aileron Lock. Yeah, so this quest starts off where his wife is like, my husband is missing, and for the longest time I was like, I'm not fucking doing that quest, what, your husband's missing? Like, let me guess, he's in a cave somewhere and dead, at the very end of the cave with some trolls, don't care. And then when I was looking it up yesterday, I was like, oh wait, it's this quest. This is the quest where you go to an island, and it's like a whole big game, where they, I think, traffic people to like, get beat up by some bloodthirsty orc or something, and it's kind of interesting. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool quest. Is that an A? I think it's interesting. It's unique, I think. I'll give it an A. Probably better than a plot revealed. Yeah, that feels right. Alright, we have Emilion's Debt, which is a Fighters Guild quest. I have to say, this is a quest where they can go one of two ways, and I love that they give you an easy way through this quest, where it's basically like, Emilion's like, hey, my husband gathered a great debt and now I can't pay it off because he's left me. God, I sound good when I do that. Anyway, yeah, and you can actually just say, okay, fuck it, I'll pay the debt for you. Here's like 1,000 gold or some shit. It's kind of a lot of money, but that's a lot of money to not do the quest. Because the alternative is, go to this alien ruin. I think there's an armor set there that was left by my great-grandfather. And it's like a fucking piddle-ass armor set that... I think you can end up keeping it. Yeah. But it's very, what do you call it? Underwhelming? It's a very underwhelming sort of outcome for the quest, so... I would say it's like a... Ooh. But should it be higher up because there's a lazy option? I don't know. Chat, I don't know. I think I put it in a C tier. Still. But it's definitely better than these ones, I reckon. Because you have the option to be lazy. Alright, we have Honora and Jorunda. This is the, a side of 2 coins or something, where this is a couple who... do crimes together, and you can't tell which one is lying or which one's telling the truth, and so you got to pick a side here. And I think for me, whenever I did this quest, I think I probably always took oh, I don't think it was Honora's side. I don't think I ever took Honora's side because I really liked her amulet, and then when you kill her, you find out that it's a fake amulet, and then she has a true amulet in a box or something. But I read a really interesting conspiracy, or not conspiracy, but really interesting theory. Yeah, not conspiracy. And it was someone basically saying that it is disappointing that there isn't like more options in this quest. Yeah, like a third route to go through, but Let's see. Absolutely not a mastermind that Steam Link portrays her to be. Steam Link? Oh, there's a theory. Okay. Here's a theory. People think that Arnora is still alive because I think at the end of this quest, I think she dies either way, right? Yeah, I think there's no way for her to not die. So, if you talk to Arnora after talking to Jorunda and decide to do things her way, she's a somewhat capable mage, so this is what makes the theory like plausible, I guess. When you get to Jorunda's loot and you're accosted by the guards, the guard Tierlist, he goes, "Hey, stolen goods," or something. He tells you he took care of Arnora, so he... Wait, what? Oh, he took care of Arnora, and then if you defeat Tierlist and check his corpse, her fake amulet is not there, nor is on her corpse when you return to her house. No one seems to have taken it, and it seems to have disappeared. And on top of that, if you notice the house owner is dead and try to inhabit the house, it still says you cannot sleep. Okay, this is kind of dumb because they're saying that because you can't sleep in the owned bed of Arnora's house, and it means she's clearly alive, which is like, okay, that's kind of dumb, but yeah, that's a dumb part of the theory, but it is an interesting theory that she like escaped and yada yada yada, right? I don't know. Arnora escaped and she's actually alive. It's an interesting quest, and I like how you have to kind of go to jail to talk to Jorunda. Jorunda? I say it's a B tier, yeah. It's a B tier. It's probably better than a Venerable Vintage. I would say I think the loot is probably better. A Venerable Vintage is like one of those like passive quests that you kind of just do. Okay. Next one. Oh, so I got the house quests here too because I wanted to judge the houses. And I have some things to say about Arborwatch, I guess. Arborwatch is a very like big house, but it feels very cold. I don't like Arborwatch, to be honest. I would say as far as like houses go in Oblivion. Oh man. Do I want to say D tier? I think I do. I don't like Arborwatch. I almost never get it. It's a good location, yeah. But okay, I'll put it C tier. Okay, I hear the screaming, I hear the cries. C tier it is. Alright, Taxes 2.0. So this is the Ordens of Vidius quest, and this is a quest I don't remember even really doing that much, but I recently did it, and I was so shocked to find out that, okay, here's the quest. The taxes in the Imperial City are crazy, right? So there's a bunch of people who were getting like fined for oh, I think it's about fines, yeah. I think they're getting fined for like just looking in the wrong direction or something. Like really stupid god-awful stuff. Totally like the guards are totally abusing their powers. It's not fair. And he's corrupt. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, I think like he'd go into people's stores allegedly. Oh my god. Allegedly, as if he's a real person. Guys, the drama around Ordens of Vidius is crazy, but I have to say allegedly because he might sue me. Yeah, so at the end of this quest, you can get like witnesses to testify against him, and then he goes to jail, and then at some point in the game, after the quest is completed, he will spawn with you somewhere. Because the law is that he gets out of jail and he tries to murder you. And he has like a murder note. Like a note of, or a letter on his body where he's like going crazy. Yeah, it's very weird. But I think the most striking thing that happened to me in my recent playthrough is that I went into an Oblivion gate and he appeared. And I was like, Ordens of Vidius, who are you? I've totally forgotten about who you are. Was it an Oblivion Gate? Yeah, it was an Oblivion Gate, and I think it was part of the main. I was doing the main quest too, so there was like other NPCs there. Really bizarre, but I really do love quests that do have like those very interesting outcomes, right? I would say the quest itself is kind of a B, because there's a point in the quest where you have to convince the witnesses to testify, because they're worried that they're gonna get in trouble, right? You know, they're victims. And you have to wait a long time. It's very awkward, and I wish they'd just testify immediately, but you have to like wait a day for it. I really like that. Yeah. Alright. We have a Dark Brotherhood quest, Baneland. You sneak into Baneland's house and you, yeah, loosen the boards and his little minotaur thing kills him. Wow. And then his servant, who loves him. This is interesting, isn't it? Why does his servant love him so much, or his like bodyguard? Very interesting. I think this is one of the only houses in Bruma. I had to look and check. Yeah, Bruma. I was about to say Breville. One of the only houses that has like a backdoor entrance, or like a basement entry, I think. It's kind of cool. I'd say as far as Dark Brotherhood quests go, quests in general, I think it's fun. I think it's an A, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's an A. Better than a plot reveal. So far, everything in A is, yeah, it's better than a plot revealed. I'm starting to think that maybe this doesn't deserve to be here. I don't know about you. Ooh, we have our first Shivering Isles quest. Baiting the Trap. S tier. That is 100% S without any hesitation. Our first S, everybody. Baiting the Trap is a great quest because you go to Zedillion and you get to press either the left or the right button and something interesting happens, and I know there's only very limited options, but I just think it's such an interesting quest, and like, I don't know, it gives you a different perspective of like dungeoning and stuff. I only wish it had like more to it, you know? I wish you could keep going there and keep doing it. I don't know if you can. I don't think so. I think it's implied that it continues to happen, but the other dude gets to have all the fun. Alright, our next one is Battlehorn Castle. I love Battlehorn Castle. I think as a house it is definitely like S tier. Yep. 1,000,000%. Battlehorn Castle is such a good vibe, you know? I think what I really like about Oblivion is they got most of like the housing really good. Really like it, you know? They really did try to cater to like all the different people you could imagine, all the different like player characters that you could do. I think they did that really well. Alright, Beneris Manor, where spirits have lease. I love this quest. I'm a big fan of this, so I'd probably say it's like a, excuse me, the tippy toppy of A. I love the house. The house is great. The quest is pretty unique. You get to fight like a lich necromancer guy at the end. Some dude who's trying to be like immortal. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing. Yeah. Alright, Breville House. What do we think about Breville House? Listen. I know a lot of people can disagree with me, but I think Breville House is kind of charming. And it's easy to say that when you think that the water in front of it is just like a river. I know that in the lore it's basically sewage, so with that information, listen, back when I was a kid, I didn't know that, so I thought it was a really quaint little shack. I I kind of like it, but yeah, it's not good. It's probably a D house. Let's be real, yeah. It's like it wants to be like the Imperial City shack, but it's not. Alright, we have the Breville recommendation quest. Okay, yes. I remember this one. This is the one where some chick had her staff stolen because this dude thought like, there's this guy who's like really laying it on thick trying to get with this chick, and he's like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go and take her mage stuff and then she'll really want to fuck me. Bro, that quest had my mouth agape. I was like, what? Is this what women have to deal with? I was shocked because this guy was probably the biggest fucking idiot of all of fucking Tamriel. And then he sold her staff to somebody and went, yeah, I kind of screwed up, didn't I? Damn, I shouldn't have given some random person her staff. And it's like, yeah, you really think so? Fucking moron? So, I think this is a very memorable quest. Bit random part of the Mages Guild, but I'd say it's probably a solid B. A solid B quest. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just like it's astounding. But I guess it's nice to know that stupidity doesn't reign in just our world, but also the Elder Scrolls world. Y'all, don't steal someone's mage's stuff to get them to fall in love with you. It does not work that way. Oh my god. Alright, we have the Brithor quest in Shivering Isles. This is a Crucible quest, I think. And this guy is a thief. I'd say he's more of a kleptomaniac. Because this is a quest that has like 3 options, I think. You have option 1 where you can just kill him. Everyone is sick of him. He's driving everyone mad. He will not stop going to people's shops stealing things. And this screenshot I took is literally him thinking about what to steal in this guy's house or shop or whatever the fuck it is. And he's like visibly mad in the screenshot. Can't see it in this tiny image, but I thought it was very funny. And you can also give him like 5 flawless pearls, which I was very fortunate at the time of the quest. I actually had that like on me. Or if you're in the middle of doing the quest where you can take people to dungeons to get them tortured. Oh no, when you finish all the main Shivering Isles quests, you can just have them put in the dungeons or something. I thought that is pretty cool. I had no idea you could do that, but I like it. So I would say that given all the options you have for this quest, I'd say it's probably it's interesting. I say yeah, it's probably a B. Yeah, it's a B. There's an easy way and then there's like an interesting way. Alright, Bruma House. Yep. I love Bruma House. I think it's good. It's cozy. I've been playing so much Sons of the Forest lately just to build. Mind you. I'm obsessed with building in that game, and the Bruma House just reminds me so much of that. Especially in the remake. Or remaster. So I really like the Bruma House. I'm gonna give it an A. I think it's pretty. Alright, this one, I didn't put any text on this one, but this one is the, Bruma. It's the Bruma Mages Guild recommendation quest, and basically, I love how they're playing a prank on the main lady, Jensine Fenric or something. Janine Fenric or something. And she's like really shit at magic, but she's somehow like at the top of that guild charter or whatever. And so they're like, we're gonna go invisible and, oh, this guy's gonna go invisible and no one's gonna find him and she is gonna get in trouble. How silly. Like, what a silly quest is. Like, what kind of silly quest is that? I like it though. I think it's cute. I'd say it's probably a B. and I think when he's invisible you can like press E on him or whatever and he'll be like, no, I'm not coming out. No, you can't see me. It's so silly. Alright, next one is Canvass the Castle. This is like your moment to be a detective, and it also gives you free reign to go around the Coral Castle, like normally trespassed areas. So I think it's really unique. It's a little bit weird though, because you just come into the castle, you give her like a bunch of money to up like her disposition, and then it's like, well, I guess I can trust you with my painting. You see, dear, painting of my husband has gone missing. This one's a hard one because while I would like to have the perpetrator brought to justice, I do like the reward you get, which is like a free painting. I do like the reward painting, I really do. Anyway, I really like this quest. I think it's good. I like the detectiveness of it. It can be a little bit tricky to remember what to do at times. I think it's kind of a harder quest. Don't know if that's gonna like be memed into oblivion. That, oh, she thinks Canvass the Castle is a hard quest. Yeah. 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 Anywho, Shadenhall House. Fuck. I love this house. I think Shadenhall House is an S easily. It's very beautiful. Good city. Great people. High taxes though. Deep Scorn Hollow. Okay. I just know this is gonna be so controversial. Listen, I've been to Deep Scorn Hollow maybe like once playing this game. I got it one time and went, yep, cool, and then never really went back. Listen, I don't play Vampire in Oblivion ever. I remember one time, one of my characters got it, and I've been playing them for so long, and it took me so long to realize that I had contracted porphyric hemophilia or whatever. And then when I was into a vampire, I'd already done so much stuff that there literally wasn't a save to go back to, I think. Or I was gonna lose so much progress, and I hate vampirism in Oblivion, I'm gonna be honest. So, and also, Deep Scorn Hollow just seems really cold. So, yeah, I'm gonna put in, I think I am happy to put it in C. I don't personally like it, but I know a lot of people love it. Uh-oh, Dunborough Cove. Very forgettable for me. I know you have a crew of like pirate people that can, every week or some shit, you can get them to plunder stuff. Yeah, the RP is cool and stuff, but I don't know if I really love it that much. And it's quite forgettable for me, so I'm also gonna put that in C. Yeah. Alright, everything in its place. We have another Shivering Isles quest. Now, this quest has a few different endings, I think, but my favorite one that I've always chosen is the one where you mess up her house and she goes like insane over it. I think that's an S tier quest. No, I don't know if it's S tier, but I think it's definitely an A tier quest because I really like how in Oblivion you'd always mess up people's houses and they don't react right, and as the player it's always like, how are they not reacting to this? Like, your house is insane right now. And so I really like how they kind of addressed it or made it like a mechanic in one of the quests. And I think that's pretty cool. I don't think it would have been feasible to make it, or like realistic, to make it so every NPC kind of goes, no, my house is ruined. But I like that they made it into a quest, basically. And that's all I remember of it. Yeah, that's an A tier quest. Yeah, that's what I think. Alright, final resting. Okay, basically some dude wants to kill himself, but he doesn't want to be the one to do it because then he'll go to Suicide Hill and be a ghost for like eternity. I did not care for The Godfather. Yeah, I didn't care for this quest at all. It's whatever, frankly. And that's my opinion. Fingers of the Mountain is a Mages Guild quest for Coral, and I think I think it's cool, a cool way to learn a spell. I really like how it adds to like the world of like the magic in I guess like Oblivion. Instead of like going and buying a spell from like a shopkeeper or learning it from a book, you cast lightning on the pillar and it gives you the spell. I think that's how it works. I think that's really cool. That's a cool way to learn a spell. I wish they had more stuff kind of like that, I suppose, but I think that's an A tier. Alright. Following a lead. I'm gonna make that immediately D tier because Lucien Lechan's dying is like every woman's nightmare. Lucien Lechan's dying was like unacceptable. If only he hadn't been so fucking lazy. Like, I don't know why we went from getting quests directly to getting mail-in order quests. It's so stupid. It's like, brother, it's like Lucien Lechan didn't even have to do anything. I always went to him and I went, okay, I'm here. I've made my way to you. I'm like your Uber for like murder. You don't have to go anywhere, Lucien. And instead, they decide, oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make it so you have to go to a different location every fucking way, like all over the fucking map. Go to this bizarre container to get a letter of killing, and we hope to God no one finds it before you do. Like, Lucien, kind of a dummy for doing that, I'll be honest. Okay, we have the Fork of Horripilation. I don't remember this quest too much, but essentially everyone fighting over a fork, and I think it's just a regular fork, which, to be honest, is pretty funny. It's pretty funny, I'd say. But just because it's funny doesn't make it a good quest. So, I'd probably put it up there. I'll probably, you know what? Venerable Vintage can probably go at the back there. There we go. Alright, the Assassinated Man. This is, Francois Mortieri. I was thinking about this quest. I do like this quest a lot. It's an enjoyable one. I like how it's a bit of a, twist on the Dark Brotherhood quests a little bit. It's a little bit different. I like it. I think it's good. It has some unique, dialogue in this too, which I really appreciate. Yeah. I do think it's a bit interesting that this guy gets assassinated and he dies, and then like the next morning he's running to the Grey Mare, and people are just like in the streets like, yep. I'm not gonna ask about that, I'm not gonna look at it over there, that's just a normal day in Coral, I guess. And I like how they go into the crypt and like, crypt? They go into the crypt of the chapel or whatever, and Mortieri's like, oh, unfortunately there was something I didn't quite explain to you. You see, my family, they're not quite happy that I'm alive still. And it's like, okay, who needs enemies when you got a family like that? A tier. Next we'll find out that the reason he was getting assassinated by that other guy is because his family called for it. That'd be so, oh my god, that'd be such interesting lore, right? Okay. Frostcrag Spire. Y'all already know it's an S tier. Y'all already know it's an S tier. That is one of the fucking... Oh, I want to say a word, but I can't say it. It is so good. Love it. Yeah, okay, you can tell I play mage, okay? Garridan's Tears. Alright. Garridan's Tears is immediately D for me, because whenever I do that motherfucking quest, I get the most groundbreaking bugs. I had a bug one time where the tears were under the fucking ground. I think it was a bug. And I remember being like, what, do I have to go through this all over again to get these stupid fucking tears? Like, I just have terrible memories. Like, there's something inside of me that's like, it's like, I don't know, there's something inside of me that's just like, hate. I hate that quest. Alright, go fish. You have to get a bunch of scales from Lake Rumar. Lake Rumar, and get like the scales because some dude has a debt to pay Jeez, haven't heard that one before. And it gives you the Jewel of Rumaire for it, I think, if you do it right. I think it's possible for him to die. So I think when you do this quest, it's like better to get the scales beforehand or something. I don't know. When I was reading the wiki, it said something like that. Anyway, it's a pretty average quest, but I think it's like an average low-level quest. Yeah. I'd say it's probably a C. It's a C. I feel like if I didn't do this quest, I pretty much never would have interacted with the slaughterfish in Oblivion, and I pretty much never would have gone underwater too. And I think doing this quest like shows you all like the pearl locations as well. It's all kind of around the Imperial City like water area. It's really cool, I think. Goblin Trouble. This is another one of those quests where I don't like completing it because I don't know, I have a lot of nostalgia for just the camp. Like I remember coming across Crestbridge Camp and thinking that they were evil because every camp up until then was like bandits. And then to come across this camp where people are just like, what's new with you? I heard mud crabs were coasting the coast not far along or something. Like, I don't even know what they say anymore. I just hear, I heard mud crabs. I heard mud crabs were boycotting Imperial goods down in the Altmer. Every like NPC line is just, oh my god, we are not going to get through this fast, are we? Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so Goblin Trouble. I don't feel great about finishing it. It is kind of interesting. You get to make like a goblin battle, so I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B just based on that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Hen and Tier. You go into the dream world, oh my god, the funniest thing happened to me. When I did the Hen and Tier dream world thing, Lucy and LeChance came into the world with me because I had just murdered someone. And gosh, I don't even know who I murdered for that quest. I don't remember. Fuck, I wish I remembered who that was. Oh well. Yeah, so I think this is an alright quest to do. I think the test of patience is hilarious because you absolutely do not need patience to finish that test. Which I think is pretty funny. You can just jump through it. I remember it being a lot harder, but it's really not that hard. I'd probably say it's a B tier. Alright, Honor Thy Mother. This is where you get to actually meet the Night Mother. There's a lot of great loot in this crypt, which I think is epic, so that's also going to be a B tier for me, I think. And then she calls the listener or whatever. I don't know what her name is. She calls her an idiot. Dude, the Night Mother is like low-key kind of savage. What did I just say? Ooh. Horse Armor DLC, that's S tier. No question about it. Imperial City House. Ooh. S tier. Easy. Easiest S tiers of my life. Guys, what is happening? Alright, the Count versus the Vampire Hunters. This is interestingly a Mages Guild quest, which I always forget about. But, there's vampire hunters in town because there's a bunch of vampires that are like come around to what do you call it? They're like in the caves near Skingrad, and I think this is kind of interesting piece of lore where the Count is explaining it as though like, oh, the vampires, they can tell that there's a vampire here, so their basic urges are having them kind of swarm, and that's what brings the vampire hunters. And I think it's cool how you actually see the vampire hunters sprawling in the city of Skingrad, and you actually have to like, there's a few different ways of dealing with them too, so I actually think this is a pretty good Mages Guild quest, if I'm being honest. Alright, Fighters Guild quest. Information gathering. You have to beat up this guy to get information out of him, and I think with the Fighters Guild quest and the way that goes down, it really adds to like the whole working as like a rogue agent in the end to like bring justice. Like you're really having your police police detective mystery drama moment where, god damn it, I'm off the force, and then you have to go and do all these things that are unethical, but it's for a good cause. This is probably a B tier. It's very short. It's a very short quest, I think. Alright, goddamn. What's this one? Leywin drug pushers. Oh yeah, you have to help the guard get rid of Leywin drug pushers. You know what, I'd honestly say it's pretty D tier. Forgettable, who cares? Alright, Leywin house, that's D tier. Easily. Leywin house is so forgettable, I don't even remember what it looks like on the inside. But just about every, like, house in this game, I know, like, I've never been there, but if you took me there, I'd know my way around. You know what I'm saying? But Leywin house, I might as well be going in blind. Alright, whom gods annoy. This is a Sheogorath quest. Sheogorath gets a lot of, screen time in this game, my god. Basically, this chick picks up a Daedric thing, and turns out it spawns goblins. Stinky little goblins that hang around you. It's kind of cool. You end up having to give it back, right? So, to Sheogorath. I mean, it's like B tier probs. Lifting the veil. This is finding the Draconian Madstone, and you have to go through Pale Pass, and I have to say, I do like that about this quest, is that it doesn't give you like a specific marker to go to. It's like, here's a map and like, figure it out, you know? As a kid, I hated that shit, but as an adult, I was like, ooh, I feel like a real adventurer today. I think it's alright. I think it's probably an A. I like it. Alright. Fighters Guild, Lord Rug dumps estate. The only thing about this quest that is so hilarious to me is the fact that, Burz Grokash from Shadenhall Fighters Guild, he totally has a crush on this chick, and he's all like, treat her with respect, be nice to her, make sure she's safe. And then he's like, huh. At the end of the quest, he's like, God, I should go see her and see if she's okay. Yeah, bro, we know what you're doing. It's a pretty underwhelming quest. I'd give it a C. But glad she's safe. Ooh, okay, we've got the Lost Histories Thieves Guild quest. This is another time where you come up with Amuse, and he's got himself into trouble again. This time it's in the Skingrad dungeon, and you get to meet this chick who collects blood from prisoners. Blood from prisoners. Right? Wow. Yeah, I think it's kind of an A tier quest. I really like I just love the secret passages and like the castles. I love having to figure out where like the secret room is. I think that's cool. Alright, Mehrunes Razor, D tier. I think Mehrunes Razor is like super OP from memory, or it can be, but it's so forgettable, right? It's just like, okay. Next of kin. This is where you have to go to like every city in fucking Cyrodiil, right? And you just have to basically kill off each family member. I've got to say that chick had a lot of kids. A lot of kids. So, you know what actually I always thought about with this quest is that one of her kids is just like some homeless person that lives in a cave. And I always thought that was a weird thing. Like, I always thought like, okay, so she knows that I think she knows that her kid's in a cave. Do they choose to be in the cave? Like, what's the lore behind that? That I didn't really understand, actually, but it's kind of fun. Go everywhere and you, kill off people. Okay, the anti-vampire gang. This is like one pathetic gang of people, I have to say. And I think it ended up being that, one of the guys in it was a vampire or something, or they had mistaken some other guy to be a vampire when it was actually another dude who was pretending to be a vampire expert, but he was actually a vampire or something. Wow, you can tell that even though I did this quest recently, I have already forgotten a lot about it, so I mean, make a B, I guess. Alright. The Origin of the Grey Prince. It's an interesting quest. It's kind of sad, really. It's really sad. If you read like the notebook or the diary of his dad, he was so ecstatic about like his partner being pregnant and stuff, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna tell her about like my true self, and then he tells her, and then obviously that doesn't go down well, and yeah, she like tries to get him fucking imprisoned or some shit. So it's a really sad story, yeah. But I do feel like he shouldn't have been so ashamed of himself. Yeah, it's pretty sad. I would say, I think if you're a first-time player, I think it's probably A? Ooh, I don't know. I think it's probably a B still, yeah. It's a good quest, but for like story reasons. Alright, Paranoia Glathia. This is one of those quests which is so unavoidable, and again, I don't like doing it because I like having a crazy paranoid dude who just walks around the city doing his thing. But the game kind of forces you in a way to interact with him, and then actually doing the quest, I remember I did it once in a classic Oblivion. I think there was a glitch in it, and I couldn't do it or something, or something happened. So, I've got to say, it's pretty C tier for me. I really don't remember how it... I think it ends in him dying or trying to kill someone. Yeah. He would have been great in Shivering Isles. Alright, we have the Paranoid Roof Watcher in the Shivering Isles. This is cool. I remember I would jump around on the roofs a lot, and stumbling across this was like it's like a little Easter egg. It's like a little cute little Easter egg you get to find, and you get to, open this urn that has some like treasure in it. It was pretty underwhelming treasure-wise, but I like that you can go around in like Oblivion and you can go to these like top areas, or these like little places where you think, oh, there's probably nothing there, and then there is stuff there. Really cool. Really cool, I think. Alright. Rebuilding the Gatekeeper. I'd say it's probably an A tier quest. Yeah, you get to choose the gatekeeper yourself, like how sick is that? Alright, repairing the orrery. It's a short quest, it's not too bad. The outcome is awesome. I'm obsessed with the orrery. I'm gonna make that an S. I have to say though, in the remaster or whatever the fuck, they ruined the orrery. What I loved about the original one is that it's so vibrant. And it feels so like dreamy, and it's like calming. The ambient noise is so good. I am obsessed with it. But when you play it in the fucking remakester, I'm gonna call it the remakester because I can't remember which one it is. It's a remaster. Revenge served cold. So yeah, some guy's wife dies by like trolls or some shit, and you have to help him get revenge. I would say it's D tier because it's I'm sorry about your loss, but at the same time, I don't know, that sucks, dude. But compared to all these other quests, sorry. Sorry, your grief doesn't rank high on my tier list. Alright, the Ritual of Dementia is where you kill Syl. I really liked the plot twist here where you go to her bedroom and she's already dead, and it's like, no, that's just a decoy. Like, this girl she's playing like 3D chess with her paranoia, you know? She really got me. I actually was thinking, holy shit, is she already dead? And then you get to fight her in this hot ass outfit. Oh. Although I'm gonna call it a B because the dungeon you have to go through to find her sucks. Fucking sucks, man. Alright, then we have the Ritual of Mania. I would say I prefer this over the Ritual of Dementia. Dementia? I prefer the Ritual of Mania because you just steal some like poison, and if you have an invisibility spell, it's so easy. And then you just put it in his food, and then come to dinner, and he dies. So easy. Rosethorn Cache. Again, this is one of those circumstances where I was just jumping around in a room, and then in Rosethorn Hall, your Skingrad house, I just came across this and I was like, whoa, what is this? So I'm gonna say that's an S tier. No, I think that's an A tier actually. S is pretty dramatic, to be honest. Alright, schedule for execution. You know I'm a petty bitch, I love pettiness, and what is pettier than being able to kill the guy that you saw at the beginning of the game? I love it, I think it's a great callback. I think it's good. And then like having to revisit where you started the game, I like it. And you can see how the areas kind of change. They've added candles, there's people who are on watch, and it really gives the game a sense of like time is passing. Love that. Alright, the Nirnroot quest. This is like not so bad of a quest if you just pick up any Nirnroot you find, hold on to it, and then you do the quest like at the end or something. It's a pretty... Who am I kidding though? If you have to do all that, it makes it a D tier quest. Like, who am I kidding? Unbelievable. The twins. Okay, the twins. This quest had me really confused when I first played Oblivion because I was like, oh, I guess NPCs will travel from like city to city, right? No. No. Then I realized when I went to Coral, like, oh, they're different. It's an okay quest, to be honest. You help them reunite, which is nice, and then help them get their farm back, and then sins of their father, who was like stolen something. It's okay. It kind of goes on a bit though. All right, Shrine of Azura. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up these shrines. Even though I looked it up yesterday, it was it's hard to remember some of these. Is that Shrine of Azura? Oblivion Azura. You have to acquire a sample of glow dust. Oh. Alright, you have to killing the former worshippers of Azura trapped inside the mine. Oh, no, that's not what I'm thinking of. That's... Honestly, as far as, shrines go, that's probably C tier. TBH. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this a little bit smaller now. The list is really piling up. Oh, Hermaeus Mora. Lord Hermaeus Mora. This is a shrine that I think I maybe did one other time. Because I don't know why, but the shrine of like the squiddy looking dude, I never find it. I don't know where it is on the map because I never find this shrine, I tell you. Unless I'm looking it out. Yeah, I like this quest because it says Hermaeus wants you to collect one soul of each race. Yeah. I think it gives you Ogma Infinium, which will permanently boost a series of stats that you choose from. That's kinda crazy. I like it. I think that's a cool quest. I'm gonna give it a B. Alright, we have, I think that's Hircine's shrine? Shrine of Hircine. Yeah, you go to Harcane Grove, kill a unicorn. Me being like a 12-year-old girl who primarily had My Little Ponies growing up. D tier. Did not like that. Alright, Malakath. Oh, Malakath. This is one which I haven't done this one many times, but you basically do a, oh, you have to oh no, you have to free, the ogre slaves. Dude, this was a hard quest for me because, I've been playing my Oblivion game on, like, above normal, I think, difficulty, and I died. I almost died one time. It's an okay quest. You free ogres. Actually, you free the ogres, and they take over the estate there or something. It's okay. All right. Mephala. All right, let's look up Mephala. Once you read Nightshade, Kill the leaders of 2 prominent families in Bleeker's Way, and you plant evidence suggesting the death. So it's basically you create a clan war. Yeah, I remember this. I think it's a B tier quest. It kind of feels like Dark Brotherhood in a way. Alright, Meridia. Alright, what's Meridia? Oh, you have to wipe out necromancers in a cave. Don't care. Really don't care. I'm sorry. Alright, Namira. Oblivion Namira. Oh yeah, you're too attractive. I like this quest a lot. Because you go into a alien ruin and you cast a spell around these priests who are trying to convert Namira's people. And by doing that, they get swarmed by Namira's followers and killed when their light goes out. It's a very eerie quest, to be honest. It's like one of the really striking Daedric ones that I think are really, are really cool, I think. It's interesting, and then like the priests, when they die, they go, "No, RK!" or something. They're like, "RK, why?" Alright, we have the Shrine of Nocturnal. Listen, as far as quest goes, this is an insane quest because for what it gives you, it is so easy. It is such an easy quest, and it gives you such a good item. Alright, Shrine of Sanguine. I think that's an S tier. I like Shrine of Sanguine. He makes you break up a party at a Coral, I think? Leowin? Yeah. And you just make everyone go nude. It's funny. Sheogorath's Shrine. Controversial opinion alert. I do not really care for Sheogorath's Shrine. I think that it's a pretty boring quest. I don't like having to poison all the sheeps. Makes me sad. And then sky falling with like animals. It's different, it's fun, but not my cup of tea. Alright, we got the Siren Problem. I like this quest. It's always one that I like to come back to, I think, because the farm that you go to, there's so much loot. But I like how like lore building the loot in there is, because you get to see like certain people from Anvil and their belongings are there. So the game really just tells you like, oh yeah, this dude, he went. Oh yeah, this guy Fox. I'm gonna put it like pretty high up on the B tier. Alright, we've got the Potato Snatcher. Listen, I like her famous potato bread, but I really don't care. I really don't care about your potatoes. I'm sorry. Alright, Skingrad House. That is an easy S tier. 1000%. I love that house. Alright, we have the floating boat quest where you go to sleep with the floating float or whatever it's called. And then you wake up and the boat has gone afloat. The floating boat has gone afloat. I like it. I think it's a good quest. You have to help them free of pirates. It's so unique, right? How many more do we have left? Holy moly. Okay, not a lot. Alright, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller again. Alright, we have the Flame of Agnon. Basically, this whole quest is, you choose to either side with, Crucible or Bliss. Either the Golden Guards or, like, the Dementia Guards or whatever. I don't know what they're called. The Seducers. And it's interesting. There's one, either way, you go in charging forth with the Goldies, or you hold off the Goldies with the Dark Seducers. Yeah. Okay, it's a cool quest, I guess. C tier? Alright, the Coming Storm. Forgettable, D tier, do not care. The only thing good about that quest is the Calming Pants. Is it... Gosh. Is it better than... It's better than Nirnroot. That's about it. Okay, then we have the End of Order, which is when you fight Jiggalag. I did it recently. It was so easy. Bit underwhelming, but I think it's cool. I think it's a cool lore-wise quest. I'm not gonna judge it based on like how quickly I did it. I think it's cool. I like it. Alright, well, then we have the Great Divide, which again, very split. The town of Split is literally split. That's it. D tier. Alright, the Great Gate, part of the main quest. I like this quest actually. I really do. There's like a time limit, you have to be fast. You fight off like waves before you go in. And then like the contraption they have to go through the gate itself is pretty cool. So I'm actually gonna say it's an A tier. I think it's good. And then apparently after doing this quest, they will erect a statue in your honor in Bruma. Which I don't think I've ever seen that before. I had no idea that's a thing. Alright, the Helpless Army, you have to... The Wellspring, which is allowing the Shivering Isles to have the Bliss Guards and like the Dark Seducers. That Wellspring is like closed off and you need to break it open. I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's cool. I like it. It's probably a lot cooler than a lot of these quests. Yeah. The Hist. Okay, this is a Fighters Guild quest. I really like this quest. I think where you go at the end of the Leywin the Fighters Guild stuff, I do like where the story goes. And to be honest, I remember it being longer than it actually is, but I think it's interesting that they've got this tree that they've totally like brutalized for its drug properties. And you have to destroy the tree to stop it, you know. I like it. It's a cool piece of lore that I don't know much about, frankly. I don't know much about like the Hist and like the... Is it the Black Marsh? Whatever. Wherever fucking Argonians come from, or Khajiits or whatever. I don't know much about Oblivion lore, TBH. Or like Elder Scrolls lore. Alright, the Lady of Paranoia, which is the quest you do for Syl, which is where you get to torture people. It's a really good way to make everyone in Crucible fucking hate your guts. And it's fun torturing them, but I got stuck on this quest. I don't know how, but I did. So, yeah. I think it's A tier. You get to go torture people with a little friend. You get to get your friend to torture people with you. It's awesome. It's like going on a field trip with your friends at school. Like, holy shit, we get to do this? Fuck yeah. Alright. Oh, this is the drug addict in the Dark Brotherhood. What's his name? I forget his name, but it's kind of sad actually. It's like this guy who used to be like so successful, and now he's just like a skooma addict who lives in who squats in some guy's house to do skooma. Makes it really easy murdering him, but I feel bad for it. Actually, you know what? It's kind of a happy ending, because then his girlfriend, she doesn't have to deal with him anymore. That's kind of pog for her, actually, because the story goes that she's the one who's like supporting him, and like she's like so sad because it's like he used to be someone, and then because of the drugs, like the skooma, he's turned into like this. So actually, it's a good outcome, I guess. Sad that he had to die, but she was never gonna leave his ass, sadly. Okay, Museum of Oddities. Like, girl, you can do so much better than that. Museum of Oddities. It's okay. It's kind of like the Nirnroot quest or like the Shadow Banish wine, where it's like you find things as you go and then it's good. All good, I guess. Alright, Purification. A lot of people I see actually really like Purification. Sorry, my throat is getting like super dry and sore now. I don't like Purification. It makes me very sad. Very, very sad. It's obviously not as bad as a lot of these quests, but yeah, what I used to do, I figured out when I was a kid that if you make them eat poisoned apples and you try to use the resurrect cheat to bring them back, they're just permanently like dead. Which I always thought was so weird, so I always remembered, do not let anyone touch poisoned apples because then you cannot bring them back. They're gone, period. So weird. So I'd always kill them all and then I'd resurrect them all after finishing the quest so that I could have them there. Because it just feels so lonely without those NPCs. I don't know why, but I get so attached to like NPCs, right? That's what I'm learning here today. Alright, the Renegade Shadow Scale. This is a Dark Brotherhood quest where they order you to kill this guy and this guy's basically like, wait, like, I'm not a bad guy, it's just a misunderstanding or something. And you can choose to kill him or you can just choose to kill some other dude. I always opted to let him go. And, you know, the person who wanted him dead, they can't tell because you need to give them their heart. They can't tell whose heart it is, so you just give a random, heart. Yeah. Pretty C tier. I don't really remember it at all. Yeah. Wow, I really don't remember that quest. I don't even remember doing it recently. Alright, through the Fringe of Madness. This is where you have to kill the gatekeeper. There's a few different ways to do it, I think. Awesome, though. I think, like, this is such a good introduction to that part of the Shivering Isles. I think it's awesome. I love it. Alright, Unfriendly Competition. Ugh. This is one of those quests where it's okay to do. I always end up doing it, and I think Thorinir, I think, he's an okay character. He's just a little bit silly, you know. It's like he's like a drop shipper, but for like dead people, right? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting commentary on like commerce, right? Trying to get your product from as cheap a place as possible, and little did you know that that cheap place was dead people. It really makes you think that this is like some sort of allegory for commerce in our world, you know. I'm just fucking with you. It's an interesting quest though, I guess, in that aspect. I don't care though. I really don't care. Alright, Ushnar's Terror. This is Cat Dog, the TV show, but as an Oblivion quest. Basically, some dude hates cats, and then there's this Khajiit beggar who loves dogs, and because the guy who hates cats has a dog with him to repel cats, doesn't work. Doesn't work because you finally found a cat that loves dogs. What is this quest? Alright, we have the Whodunit quest, which is an immediate S tier. Great. So much dialogue. Such a cool quest.
3 people have been killed, and the only ones left are you, me, and a little old lady. One of us is a murderer, and my money's on the old lady.
You really feel like a true assassin here, you know? It's pretty good. Work is never done. Get 50 calipers and 50 tongs, give it to this motherfucking guy, and he builds a boat. I do not care. For some reason I do remember like the outcome being kinda cool, but who the fuck has time to find 50 calipers and 50 tongs? I don't know. But I'll probably put it up pretty up there though, in C tier. Alright, we have Zero Visibility, our last one. Holy moly. This is the one where fought Caracactus or Caracactus or... right? Some dude cast a spell and didn't realize he turned the whole village invisible, I think? So then you have to undo the spell. I like it! I think it's an A tier quest. I really like it because as an adventurer, you run past this place and you're like, why the fuck is everyone invisible? What is going on here? I think it's awesome! And it's memorable. So listen guys, I don't exactly know what the criteria here was for a lot of quests. The criteria is, that's how I feel about it. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tier list thing. I hope you like my tier list. I put a lot of work into it. Doesn't have a request though, so sorry about that. But at the end of the day, I'm glad we did that many because we have already gone over so much. So, yeah. Anywho. That's the end of the tier list. I'll probably yap for like a moment just to end it off there. If you can even handle listening to me. Oh my god, my voice is just so... Listen, I was like sick for last week, but here's what happened. Sunday, Caleb's like, I think I'm sick, and I'm like, okay. Then the next day, he doesn't seem me much different, so I'm like, okay, he's probably just had like a little bit of something, but nothing's going on. Then Monday night, because I'm like, he seems fine, I wrote, mwah, love you. And then I start thinking to myself, what if he's infectious right now and he's sick? And then Tuesday, wouldn't you know it, he didn't go to work for like the rest of the week because he was so sick. He's still pretty sick, but he's like probably mostly recovered, but yeah. And then Tuesday I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get sick now. There's no way that he didn't infect me too, right? So then I spent the whole of last week being like, yeah, I think I'm feeling something, like I'm very tired. I was very fatigued last week, and that doesn't have anything to do with my iron deficiency. I think I'm doing a lot better. Because even though I was really fatigued, I was able to wake up and I wasn't feeling like sleeping in. I haven't been having any of the iron deficiency symptoms that are since I started taking the supplements. It's almost been like 3 weeks, I think, of supplementing. So there's that. And I'm feeling generally like pretty good, but there was just like this weird fatigue I was having. And then I did have a little bit of like phlegminess. And I was like, oh, I guess that's it, right? And then I was like, since I'm feeling better, I guess I'm better. And then this morning, it's Monday today, this morning, I woke up multiple times in the middle of the night, and it's like, it's not like I couldn't breathe. Like, I could breathe fine. It's like my nose and my throat, it was too clear. It was so clear to the point where it was like, it kind of felt weird. And I was like trying to swallow, and it felt like there was nothing. And I was like, that's so, like, that doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? And so I couldn't get back to sleep for like ages because I was trying to swallow, and I was like, there's nothing there. So I don't know what was happening with that, to be honest. Yeah. A hard time getting to sleep and staying asleep, and then I woke up this morning and obviously you could hear it in my voice. I'm like, even before I started talking, it's like not good. So which really fucking sucks because I wanted to stream today, but I just don't think I can. Especially not after doing this. Yeah. It's been interesting because when I get sick, I get like really badly sick. I get so sick to the point where like I have all the sinus problems. I have like head colds. I don't know about y'all, but anytime I get sick, it's always presented as like a head cold. What's up with that? Can we figure that out? And so I know like the sinus massage down to like a T, down to a motherfucking T, honey. I'm watching RuPaul's Drag Race again. But yeah, it's like you go like, you massage here, and you do like the corners of like where your nostrils are, and you like massage that pretty good too. And it clears up your nose, but you can also do like your forehead, like here. I don't know why, but there was this video that was saying that there's like a thing here. And like this is for anyone who's struggling with like a blocked nose or like sinusitis or whatever. I'm not a doctor, this is just what I saw online. And you specifically like massage like above your eyebrows. And I tell you, you feel like $1,000,000 afterwards. It was, the last time I got like really badly sick, it was a lifesaver. But I think the reason why I've been getting sick really badly my whole life. Like as a kid, I would get sick like all the time, really badly. And it would suck because like it always happened in like winter. And winter is like when I have my birthday. And I have this very vivid memory of in primary school we were meant to go to like a camp. I think it was the final camp of like primary school. And we were going to do a dance competition. Me and my friends have been practicing for so long. And I was sick literally the morning of. I threw up. I hadn't felt bad at all, but then that morning it hit me and it just sucked so much. But I think in looking back, I think it's probably like a lack of like vitamin D and stuff. Like I was probably deficient in some stuff, even back then. And recently I've been doing pretty good keeping on top of like my exercise, my supplements. I supplement vitamin D. Yeah, yeah. I don't need to go into that. We all know I stay inside a little bit too much. And I have like a thing on my arm that my doctor told me to be careful of when it comes to like sun exposure, because he's like, keep an eye on that one. And so I've been doing that, and I even during the summer, I was always covered. I don't care if it was 35 degrees or 40 degrees, I was covered anytime I went outside. Because I am very scared of that. The big SC, the big M, melanoma. Anyway, yeah, so I probably don't get as much vitamin D even when I go outside, which kind of sucks. It sucks because I literally cannot go outside and have like my skin exposed and not be constantly like thinking cancer, 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 cancer. It's really bad. And it's like, some people might say like, oh, you know, it's a good thing to be like cautious and wary. And it's like, girl, I'm like it's constantly in my head. And if I'm not thinking about getting skin cancer and I'm like hanging with friends, then I'm constantly thinking about how I'm like perceived by everyone and like how I'm acting. That's something that I really noticed a lot in the recent like years. Is just basically just the way I am with people. And it doesn't matter like how close we are, it doesn't matter like, none of that matters. Doesn't matter anyone I'm listening to or talking to, I'm constantly thinking about like, am I socializing correctly? And it's exhausting to think about. Really is. Anyway, I don't know why I'm staying here and talking. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to finish off the episode with some dumping, right? It's not really dumping, just chatting about how I feel, I guess. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna rest my voice. You know, for once it's not my jaw that's hurting, it's my fucking voice. Holy shit. Anyway. I hope you liked this episode of raiding Oblivion quests. Not all of them, but it's a lot of them. And if you had a favorite, let me reiterate, if you had a favorite, one that you would like added that you did not see here today, comment it, because maybe I'll add it, I don't know, if people care. And I'll link the tier list, so if you want to do a video, you can! Yippee! Alright. That have your opinion, have your say. Or not. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? I'm sure I'll be hearing a lot about, not Dunbarrow Cove, fuck, I've already forgotten it. What's the name of that place? The assassin home? The vampire place? Deep Scorn Hollow. I know I'm gonna be hearing shit till Wednesday about that. Alright. I'll see you later, guys, and I hope you had it. Did I just have a voice crack? I'll see you later, guys. Bye.